Blessings, 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 everyone. So you're running a little bit late. Jeez. It's been a very, very, very interesting morning so far. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey. I'm all right, thank you. I'm all right. Hi, everybody.
Hey
Yeah, I could have done with
everyone.
a little bit of sleep, but yeah, I'm good. We did it.
Yeah, you know what? Same thing with me, Had little sleep, man. Had an amazing coaching session yesterday where just to be open to everybody, I'll bust out crying like for
Oh,
true
bless you.
in ways I haven't had a release like that in,
Wow.
let's say, 12 plus years.
Wow. Okay. That's
Yeah,
very, very significant.
yeah,
How are
this
you
time
feeling?
I'm feeling lighter. Some of my decisions that I've made, around work, other things like that, it was really just justified because I recognized I was a lot more loyal. Because I think me and you had this conversation. I was being so loyal to certain things because of this sense of I'm not good enough about my taking responsibility for everything that is
Everyone
around
and
me.
everything.
Yes, but my love itself is of a very high quality. And there's certain things that I've experienced which showed that it proved that already. But then certain things were laid on top of that, which
Yeah.
switched it and made me feel things I maybe shouldn't have been holding on to, but I was ready to take it on. And
Mm.
yeah, I've been cutting out loads of things like, like addiction to smoking, all of this stuff has just been falling away recently, and I'm just loving it. Like I'm really loving it. The
Mm.
best version of myself is is coming true. Is coming true straight away. So yeah, even more content is coming from that. I've finally got my mailing system as well. So guys, my newsletter is gonna be officially out for next week. I literally just need to set up the system and I'm changing roles at work. So hopefully no one at work
Ooh.
watches this. Anyway.
I love it.
And thank you, Nads. Thank you, Nads. Nads said she watched our new moon meditation as well.
Oh, brilliant. It was
Yeah,
powerful. It was a
it was.
powerful session.
It was literally within days. I'm seeing manifestations of it, and I think that coaching session was one of them. But anyway, enough about me. How has your day or your week been as well?
Oh, how is Charlie? Do you know what? Overall, very well.
Mm-hmm.
What was this week like? Like I said, I could have done with more sleep.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've got lots done. I'm very,
Mm-hmm.
very feeling really good. It's the accomplished energy. It's like, right, I did that, and I've been putting myself in situations that I would probably feel nervous about, like just doing things and spending without thinking and knowing that it's going to come back. Now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not usually that type of person. I'm quite cautious certain times, and then there's a couple of times you'll see me throw caution to the wind and be like, "Hey, minor, money for spend," you get me? And then after I'm like, "Boy, I should have really thought about what I was doing." Whereas I feel very confident that it's going to come back. So that lack mentality is slowly falling away. I'm seeing
Mm-hmm.
myself in a different way, along with the prompts that we had for our the journaling that we had for the new moon. Between that and I'm also doing other meditations, going back over the what is it again, the psycho cybernetics. So I've been kind of getting myself back into that new self image and just
Yes.
really taking that time. So I can see the differences, and I'm feeling good. Could do with more sleep, but my dead there. We give thanks for life.
That is it. Oh
Give
yes.
thanks
Oh, my
everyone in the
brother Anton has
comments.
jumped on. Well, go on, Anton. Sorry, I had to give a shout out to him. Grand Rising, everyone. Has everybody read the book Psycho Cybernetics? Have you read the book?
It's amazing. It's
Yeah, I
absolutely
love it.
amazing.
I
This
love
is
it.
my second, oh, well, this might be my second or my third time going back into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, because there was some stuff. And one thing with it, because you can take certain parts, can't you, and just run with that and just go with working on one section. But I
Yeah.
like the idea that it's the imagination first, and then you kind of prepare and then let the universe take care of it, take care of the rest. And
Yeah.
that's what I've been learning, instead of kind of being at the helm all the time, trying to hold
Yes.
on and create the narrative, and you know, instead of just letting it free flow. So yeah, guys, check it out if you haven't. It's amazing. Worth, even if you're not someone who likes to read, the audio book is amazing as well. Yeah, it's
Right.
that book right there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I mean, I knew exactly where it was because I've read it about 7 times. Like, it's just so deep when it comes to reprogramming the mind, you know, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on the mind as well. I've actually got like a beautiful diagram of the mind, body, and spirit, which is very practical. So that's going to be coming out. I don't know. There's so much, like I said, that is in my head that needs to come out, guys. So, you know, support the stuff with how you've been doing it, liking, sharing, tell a friend about the stuff. And me and Charlene would be able to really create what we should be creating, because, you know, there's just so much more in us. So yeah, I wanted to do you mind if I start with this one?
Go ahead, my darling. You have to go with the flow. Go with the flow.
Yeah, so I wanted to discuss something that's been happening, and then also go into the movement out of it. So a couple months back, I spoke about Venus going retrograde and conjuncting Pluto 3 times, right? Which is really bringing up the deep-seated issues and desires, right? And that was in Capricorn, and then it came into conjunction with Mars, right, which created frustration. And then Venus came in conjunction of both Mars and Saturn, which is when the war came around. That particular conjunction or stellium was called a besiegement or an entrapment of Venus. What that means is that our love was put between the two malefics, Mars, which heats it up, makes it frustrated, and then Saturn, which kind of cools it down and puts structure around it. Sorry, I believe it's in Aquarius, sorry. And so what was happening is our individuality was being transformed. Our heart was being transformed by our physical needs, or our root chakra, and then the solar plexus chakra as well. And this is the sacral chakra we're talking about with, you know, love, etc. So what's now happening is that Venus is coming out of that, right? Venus is coming from a very bad situation with the two malefic planets that were giving it trouble, and it's moving into Pisces on Tuesday. Now, why I say it's going from a very bad situation to a very good situation is that Venus is going from being with the two malefics in a planet where it hasn't got much dignity to being exalted. What I mean is that when Venus is in Pisces, it's the most positive place for it to be, even more so than its rulers. So we're going to start seeing all of the work that we put through and this version of our higher selves, you know, all of these dreams. I haven't spoken to one person who said they haven't been experiencing some form of transformation or dreams, or if it's just daydreams, you know, depending on certain habits. Some people don't dream physically, like when they're sleeping, they dream after they're awake, which is still dreams. What's starting to happen is that Venus is going to start to bless those dreams now. They could have been very much what we need to work on, but Venus is now being exalted. This can also bring wealth, guys. You know, Venus is about money as well, right? And a lot of these dreams and goals and the things that we've created, we need to start acting on. Now, so Venus was under pressure from the two other, extreme. It's called a besiegement. You know, if you think of it, the physical manifestation of this was Ukraine. They were besieging it. They literally, physically were besieging it. The Venus quality was that they were fighting back. There was a desire for them to hold their individuality, which is an Aquarian, right? But it was in between war and then the structured war, which was Saturn. So there was a really physical manifestation of this, you know, that none of us can even deny. And we also saw it when the moon came in, we saw the slap at the Oscars, you know, which is, it's like, it became public knowledge, some of the stuff that needs to get dealt with. Last week, most people had weeks that were very revealing to them. You know, most people say that last week was revealing. Either work, too much work to do, recognizing there's things that need to be cut out your life. You know, it was kind of peak just because even with the new moon and stuff like that, you know, the ruler of Aries, which is Mars, was also in Aquarius with Saturn. You know, really interesting. It snowed on the day. And Saturn is a cooling planet. Like, I'm starting to see so much connections. I'm like, yo, this is actually kind of, it's not scary, but it's like
synchronicities are real out here.
Yes. So just keep that in mind. Now, it's important that we start acting on this because we have a month. Like, we just have a month. And then we have the retrograde season coming in. So Pluto will go retrograde at the end of the month, but I will be covering that. And then we have Mercury, the normal Mercury retrograde happening, not this month, not April, but in May. So this next, you can't deny it anymore. I weren't even trying to deny it. Trust me, guys. Like, it's just being revealed. Just the depth of it is being revealed on like completely different levels, especially since I started learning some time law techniques. So I actually can show people what years different parts of their charts are activated. And yeah, it just works. Like, really, really, really well. It just works. It's crazy. But yeah, it's important that when Venus does go into Pisces, we start acting on these dreams. We should be acting on them already, but it's imperative that over the next month, we do that. Because Venus, again, our heart space, it's going to be about creativity. Do you know what I mean? It's connected with Jupiter at the moment in Pisces. Pisces rules the feet. Feet is about moving. It's about the transmutation of emotions and energy. It's about creating stuff. And Mars, right, not Mars, sorry, and then the moon and the sun had the new moon in Aries, which is about action. So it's important that we do take that action this month before the retrograde period happens. This isn't a time for procrastinating, because when Venus goes into Pisces, it's exalted, it's connected to everybody. It's saying you could do what you want. People want to pay you for your service. People want to give you what you want. They want to do what's right for you, right? And that is going to be the theme for about the next month. But then it's going to be delayed. You now need to review the last 3 months when the Mercury retrograde is coming in at the end of this month. But I would feel like I'll be doing my family a disservice if I didn't say from the beginning of the month that we need to start acting. You know, I say to you, I hope you were acting at the end of the month, right? So it's important, guys, that we do take that time, that we do tackle the things that we need to tackle so that we can just create what we need to create. Make the decisions now, you know, set it up so that you have a month of working on it, so that when the Mercury retrograde comes around and you're forced to review intellectually, and Pluto will be going retrograde as well, you're in a place where you have something to review. You're not sitting there double guessing what you should have done, because that's what I've realized. If I go into Mercury retrograde and I haven't done what I need to do, it hits me badly or negatively because I'm thinking about what I should have done. But if I've taken the action, it's not me reviewing what I should have done, it's me reviewing what I have done.
I like that.
So just put it out. This is the week to start that. You know, the new moon kind of boosts us into this. We have been doing like a 30-day challenge as well, where we've been reading out. We wrote a statement of the best versions of ourselves, and we're reading it out about 3 times a day, you know, and then we're working towards just creating that and doing the best that we can, and then saving 10% of any money that we make, if we can, over that period in time, so that we can review when it's coming up to that time. So, guys, that's the only real one that's happening, but there's a lot going along with that. We're coming almost to like a crescendo point. You know, when that music's been playing, it's been kind of slow, it's been kind of low, you know, it's been like dum dum dum, but we're going to like the positive part of the melody. you know. I want it to be stronger, yeah, and all of that good stuff. You know, we start singing the good music. This is what we're going into, but the universe is not allowing us to rest in this for long. It's saying, I want to see if you're going to work now, because after that we have the Saturn Uranus square, which is coming back to almost exact degree, which means the same themes we was working on from the last year will be coming back. So that battle between our freedom and our responsibility. But just remember that the price to freedom is responsibility. We just have to accept that at times. So that's my message for this week. Just the astral weather report. And I'm going to be trying getting deeper and deeper every single week with these as well. The week after that is serious though. Like there's a lot of things going on the week after next. So make sure you are involved for next week's weekly forecast. And let me pass it over to our wonderful co-host.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Daryl. Oh, whoa. There was a lot said there, first and foremost. And it hit me when you were saying about that energy where it's like when you go into that retrograde and you haven't really done the thing that you wanted to do. And I'm like, it makes sense where that energy comes from, because some of the times when I haven't been privy to what's exactly going on, but I'm feeling it, and we're all feeling something, but we may not understand fully what's going on in the background. When you pull it in that way, it makes so much sense, because it's almost like you can then fall in on yourself and just be like, man, do you know what I mean? I didn't do anything, or I could have been further along in my development. And then there's that sort of negative space comes up, you know, and it was just beautifully put. You said a lot of things. I'm just like, yeah, there are some stuff coming up, and it does feel like a month of doing. And I like the fact that Aries season is a season that I enjoy. It was my mum's birthday yesterday, and I love Aries season. Thank you. I love that Aries season because we're opposites. So that Libra and Aries are opposite one another. So it's like we have some of the same type of values, but we do things in a different way, is what I find when I kind of deep the energy. So it is an action time. It is a time to do stuff. So I'm loving the fact that it's all come in correlation, and the fact that I've got more beans in my tin. So I'm thankful that what I've been asking for, that renewed energy and the vim and the vigor and the motivation is coming in alignment with the things that need to get done. So we give thanks. Thank you so much for the big ups. Aww, much love, guys. That's sweet. So without any further ado, let's kick it off. Let's see what we're on for this week. And I did like that. Would I put that in the chat as well? What was it? Astral weather report. It was, yeah. I was like, I love when you said that. I just dropped all neatly, like, yes, bomb the weather. Astrological weather, man. Yes, probably with it. All right. So let's see what's the deal for the. The energy strong collective. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's happening to me a lot. I feel like there's a lot on people's plates right now, and everybody's deciding what they're keeping on the plates, because the amount of times, even yesterday, I was doing some readings, and the way the cards were just dashing out my hand, and it was like the energy was, there's too much going on. Too much going on. Decide what you're doing and then just get it on and do it. There's a couple of things on the plate that's not necessary. It's like the accompaniment to a meal, and it's like, that don't go with that. Why have you got pasta and blah blah blah, or rice? That don't make no sense, you know. So it's about deciding what is cohesive, you know, and you will know what's cohesive because it will just naturally flow. There won't be so much of a resistance, you know. So be mindful about that as well.
Trim the fat sort of thing. Trim the fat sort of thing.
Yeah, man, that is right. Yeah, I'm saying, like, get specific about what I want, you know. I quite like that. The energy, so there's quite a few that come out, but the one that's upright is the one I'm going to take up, because the other ones are showing their backs to me. The one who's showing their face to me is Divine Feminine.
Ooh.
The frequency of the divine feminine supports our soft, receptive, and nurturing side, facilitating our intuition and intrinsic understanding of our connection to the cosmos. And we were just talking about our connections and understanding the stuff that's going on in the cosmos and how it affects our physical body, and then also how it affects us intrinsically. So that is the intuitions, those intuitive nudges, those feelings that we have that are innate and above the physical manifestations that we can see with our two eyes. It's that etherical space. So I'm really loving that energy where, yes, we're being practical. However, we are going into that practicality through a sense of oneness, through that sense of connected. It's like electricity almost. There's a spark around this energy, which I like. So it's not just the pondering. It's not that philosophical. It's not just the pondering. We're past the stage of just pondering. Now we've looked at our lists of the things that we've pondered and the things that we've kind of said, right, this is what I'm going to go for. I've set my priorities. So the first top 3 are my main things I'm going to go for, come hell or high water. And then those are some of those things that I can passively do. There's some things that, passive income, things that you don't even have to look at, don't have to think about. They're just tinkering away in the background. You just have to kind of step in every so often to be like, prips in, all right, good, looking good, right, I can carry on with my next task. And I love the fact that it's a nurturing energy. So it's not a beat up yourself, it's a, let me use the force of the universe, let me tap into my angels and my ancestors because they want to support. And one of the cards that I got yesterday was talking about the fact that our ancestors and our spirit guides recognize that we do have the free will, so they don't always intercede. Once we open our mouths and open our hearts to that support and say, can you help? You put out that petition in your prayer, you put out that petition in your what's the word for it, intention setting in your journals and stuff like that. Then you've given them the go ahead. You've given them the green light to say, right, let's intercede on their behalf. Let's show them the part of themselves that they haven't seen. Let's show them their power and their strength that goes beyond anything that they've actually seen thus far. So I'm loving that it's coming from a space where we are moving from a more nurturing space. So yes, action, 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 but from a space of an informed and powerful state. It's not, oh my God, I've got to get it done. It's, I have a purpose and I have something to do. I have something to say, I have something to share. And I know that whatever I have is going to be beneficial to somebody somewhere. And that plays very, very much to what you said last week as well, Daryl, where you was talking about the way you do your lives. And it made sense for me how I used to do my videos, where it was like, I didn't care who was on the videos, how many views I was getting. I just knew one person, if there was only one person, then that person was the person who was meant to hear that message. But moving through things, I was being knocked by that energy, like, oh, it's not really much views, and what's the point of that? It's a lot of my energy, but from that nurturing space of what do you have to give, far more outweighs the other things. But I'm liking the fact that in the energy, you spoke about the fact that people will be coming in for the services, will be wanting to support what it is that you're giving out, and especially if it's going to be from a space of nurture. You want to give, you want to support, you want to help each other out. We all want to grow, and I love that energy. So that was a bit, there's a lot of intuitive messages that came through. So it's like, let me just quiet down the brain a little bit.
I love it. Keep going. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's like my head can't take it. It's like, should I sleep longer to my head's going. But give thanks for the messages. We give thanks. But yeah, I love the fact that that's the energy that we're riding with. So let me just I'm going to use my new deck that I did a review of my new decks yesterday, which it was brilliant, and we did some all signs reading. I've enjoyed it, so thanks for those who popped in that, and also check the rest of it out on my YouTube channel. So these are my the Angels and Abundance Oracle deck, and I'm loving them. Yeah, so I will be using them a bit more. These are the little pocket-sized version, so they're a little bit easier to manage in the hand. They're sort of like poker cards. So let's go into the energy. So we've got this divine feminine energy. What are we to use this energy for the collective? Thank you. One more, please. I feel like there's a few. Thank you. I feel like there's one more. I feel like there's 3 messages. Thank you. Actually 4. I stand corrected. Right. So, it was dope. Thank you. So that's the divine energy, this divine feminine energy that we're talking about, facilitating our receptiveness to what's going on around us, and us using the cosmos and our source to make things happen. What's happening is that we are now serving ourselves differently. So the card is, it says severe vows of poverty, right? So it says, dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. Wow. So do you remember what I was saying about that lack mentality that I'm working through? And I was saying I've really been, being so much more open to just saying, just spend, it's going to come back, Stop with that lack mentality. Look at that. Severe vows of poverty. We are now breaking that that self-image, and reprogramming that. And it's saying that you can do this on a deep level. It's talking about all time spaces. So we're talking about the past, the future, the things that happen simultaneously. And I love the fact that you're talking about in all times, we break this vow of poverty and this lack mentality and any kind of restrictiveness. So I'm like, oh, that's beautiful, because again, it's coming from that nurturing space. I am bigger than this. I'm a child of the Most High. I'm a child of the Creator. There is no lack, really. And any lack that I feel or see is perceived by the actions I'm taking or not taking. And then you have that sense of responsibility. And then that sense of discipline comes in. Then you can start changing the way you do things. And I'm loving that energy. Wow. So we have attracting, not chasing. So anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fear underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. I love that. Attracting, not chasing. So we don't need to be running anybody down, anything down, Satillas. Oh my God. It's not that energy. So it makes sense again, like I said, with that intuitive energy. It's not a oh my gosh energy. It's an empowered space. I don't need to chase it down. I'm in alignment with what I'm doing. I'm in alignment with my assignment, as my sister Roshun says. I love the way she says it, but it's so true. When you're in alignment with your assignment, with what you're here to do, there's no need to chase it. Things fall into place because of your actions and your vibrations. Bring it to you. You are in preparation mode. And the fact that you're in preparation mode, you get the rewards. You get that help. You get that push forward because you've already done what you need to do. So there's no need to run it down, but rather prepare and be in a state of receiving, which I really, really love. So we have conscious consumer. So it says, you have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. Okay. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic foods. You live simply and purchase only what you need. I like that. So conscious consumer. Wow. So being conscious about what you're buying, is this thing affecting the universe and the planet in a bad way? Start looking about what's effective, what is supportive, what is fair. And I love the fact that they had that fair trade energy. So it's about also that black pound energy as well. Support your brothers and sisters with the services that they got ethically. If you see that they're doing something great, then support that. you know, and I love that energy of I love that energy because it speaks about being conscious of what we're doing, how we're affecting one another, because we are, you know, and this is what that whole oneness energy that I was talking about. We're all thinking about this oneness energy, and and if we are in this thing together, then we have to be conscious of what it is that we are adding or subtracting to the situation. Are we adding? Are we creating? What's the word for it? It's like let it come out. Say it for me again, please. Are you a part of the problem or are you a part of the solution? Is what was going on in there. And then we have a gratitude list. I can hear my son doing the most. Is it so? My first son, that's subconscious. Oh, did he like that? Big up, Bubba, I can hear you. Makai's like, yeah, man. Conscious consumer, yeah, man, do the damn thing, do it properly. But you know, they've been here before, they've already done this rodeo, they've seen Margot, yeah. We're the ones that are just, you know, mosey on in this thing. They're coming to show us something else. So watch out for the children. They're about to show us stuff, and they're going to be teaching us more possibly than we're even teaching them. So be open to that. Don't be rigid, parents. The children have much to show us, okay? So gratitude list. So it says, counting your blessings and feeling gratitude for what you already have helps you to be centered in your heart instead of fixating on worries in your mind. What and who are you grateful for right now? Keep focusing upon gratitude and you'll discover the amazing generosity of this universe. Yes, gratitude list. I love that. And we just spoke about that at the top of things when we were like listing what we're doing, what we want to do, and what we're. So it all makes sense. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just want to pull one tarot card because it feels as though I've done a lot of oracles and I'm like, ooh, tarot's looking at me like, so yeah, now pick me up. So I want to see what card comes up in relation to this red here, this divine feminine. Severe vows of poverty that we are breaking, attracting, not chasing, being conscious consumers, and then also setting out our gratitude list, knowing that what we are showing to be grateful for, we get more of and more opportunities to be thankful, which is always a great thing. So let's see what the tarot is. Oh, yeah, you see it? Making sure you're doing things for the right reasons. This is the Three of Pentacles, working together, teamwork. Are you in the place that you need to be? You know, are you working towards the goals that are in alignment with your assignment, alignment with what you're doing, you know, in alignment with who you are becoming? And that was the theme to our new moon meditation. It was so powerful because it wasn't a thing where we were, you know, fully material minded. It wasn't, right, I want this and I want that. It was, so who do you need to become to have these things? You know, it was the attributes, it was the characteristics. And this is what this talks about. Really looking at who you are becoming, and are you really truly working in alignment with the assignment that you've been given here? It's your purpose, you know, and it's early days, a lot of phases. We're at the Three of Pentacles, so we're only at the beginning. But we're formulating who and what and where and why, how we're going to move forward with our ventures. So yes, this is the month to put that power team together, you know, use those around you for the right reasons, and then also be the type of person who supports the cause. So lastly, I just want to get a word of affirmation just to close this really quite poignant reading, and I'm getting so much from it myself. Yeah, especially that severe vows of poverty. I'm really breaking that. You know, I almost had this panic mode situation happen, and it was just like, stop panicking, stop it, just stop it. You know what I mean? That lack mentality is only going to bring a more sense of lack and urgency around finances. You know, so it's not about that. It's about knowing that, right, I'm putting out what it is that I want. I'm being in preparation mode. I'm doing everything that is necessary to become somebody who is financially free and comfortable and happy and contented to spend as and when I like. And that's what we're working towards. So I'm loving that energy. So The words of affirmation and words of encouragement to you from the universe is to say to yourself, I trust in my opinion. I trust in my opinion. So yes, with that divine feminine energy, with that nurture and that intuition, trust in your opinions, trust in the insight that comes, the epiphanies, and stand firm in those things. Yeah. So I love that. I trust in my opinion. My ideas become reality. So again, it makes sense what you're pondering on, what you're thinking about, what you're nervous about. That's why there's no need to chase. There is, you know, it's your ideas become reality. So ensure that the things that you are putting out is the stuff that you want moving forward. The stuff that we're letting go, we know what we're letting go of because we're working through those things. Rather put the fourth energy, which is the forward movement. So anything that you're putting into your mind is just going to come and develop and multiply. So your ideas becomes reality. So I love the fact that we're working towards things that are going to be very lucrative, and we're manifesting so much in this time. So I'm loving that. And then we have, I love and support myself so I can love and support others. People. I said this yesterday in my reading. Start giving from your saucer and not the cup. Yeah. There's a reason why there's a cup and saucer. So what drops on the saucer you give. Yeah. So that your cup is always at a decent level. So that when you're replenishing your cup, you are not having to replenish for everybody else. You know, love on yourself, give yourself that support, that sense of rest, that sense of love, so that you have everything that you need to then give to others. If you are continuing to shortchange yourself, that means people are not getting the best version of you anyway, and you're shortchanging everyone anyway. So take that time to be good and kind to yourself in this moment, so that you can love and support others in a full and organic way. And then very lastly, we have, the universe provides me with what I need right now. Amen. The universe provides me with what I need right now. And that is facts. We actually have everything that we need in our arsenal. It's about being confident that you deserve it, that you're here to live that type of life, and that your circumstances are not the only way you can show up, you know. So if poverty was a thing, or if lack mentality was a thing, or, you know, or anything that you can have a sense of lack of worth over, that's not the only way you can show up. This is just your gateway into the experience of life and your wisdom building. And that's what all of our past things are too. So yes, the universe provides me with what I need right now. Amen. Amen. Ashe.
I love that.
So we give thanks.
Yes. Do you know what? I'm not even shocked anymore of how in alignment these things are. Because, you know, we said divine feminine. Venus in Pisces is the exaltation of the divine feminine. You know, that's what it's about. So you're talking about just receiving, isn't it? And then creating from what you put out there. So I always have seen feminine energy as like an incubator. You know, whatever you give a good woman, you get more back.
You multiply it, yes.
Yeah, you know, you give them a house. You know, you, like as a man, you have a house, they'll make it a home for you. You know, you give them money, they will invest it in a way that makes your money grow. But obviously, this also starts with yourself first. You know, especially to any of my brothers that watch this, you know, you need to make sure that you have some divine feminine in you as well. So you're multiplying what you go out and get whilst you're conquering. But then, you know, for the females out there as well, just tapping into that and really making sure that you're multiplying everything that is around you, because it is the feminine that creates the overflow, in my opinion. You know, the masculine isn't about overflow, it's fire and air. You don't want air or fire to overflow, you know, especially not fire.
You spread too far.
You know, but you want the feminine side of things to overflow. You want an abundance of blood in your body, for example. You want to, you know, you don't mind your body getting a little bit bigger as you get strong. You know, that's important. But then I loved the severe vow of poverty. I loved that because especially in this time where you've got Jupiter and Neptune together, again, the veil is very thin. So what we're putting out there into the universe, you know, we're in that time where we are breaking generational curses. You know, I like making this practical though. Sometimes it's very airy. Breaking a generational curse, in psychology they call, I think it's transgenerational habits or something like that. It just means you need to go, no, I ain't doing it like you.
Yeah.
It dies with me, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it was that relationship with my son.
Yeah.
I said, it dies with me. I fought with his mom, you know, and it was hard, but it was like, no, this is going to, you know, my son's going to get to know me, good, bad, and indifferent, whilst he's growing up, because that is important to me.
It's like
Because
a full-rounded view. Yeah.
exactly. So, guys, just remember, it's okay to fight for these things, you know, when we're talking about that feminine, when we're talking about those severe vows of poverty, make sure you do the thing. If it scares you, you know, you need to buy something, buy the thing. If it scares you, and then, right, I need the money back. How do I
Yeah,
give
exactly. Put it.
this money back? It's not that I didn't get the thing. It's not that I waited for the money to come first. It's that I've already bought it now. I've burnt the boat. I've bought the new laptop.
You know?
You know, universe, you've got to look after me right now. Because,
I trust you. You get me? Catch me.
yeah, you know, I had to buy some things for my business like the last couple of days, and I was sitting there questioning it. And then I was like, F it, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. I've been through worse situations, and universe, you know, you're gonna give it back. But I remember getting something, and on the day someone said I need a career reading. It paid for the tough all the things I bought that day. I was like, okay, cool, I'll do a career reading. The money came straight away because I had the faith to move forward. So I really am loving this. And you're talking about attracting and not chasing. You know, also there's always that caveat with that, in the sense where it doesn't mean be passive.
Yes.
It means say what you want to say, put it out there, you know, but don't say it more than once or twice. Maybe if they didn't hear you, maybe if you think the universe never hear you, you might say it twice. But say, this is what I want, this is what I deserve, give it to me. And then you do you. And then you allow the universe to really give it back to you. Conscious consumer, you know, get electric car, guys. You know, go onto if you don't want to buy one fresh, it's like a couple hundred a month. If you're already paying that now, with petrol, you're already paying that. So, you know, getting electric cars, again, eating good stuff, you know, trying to go organic where you can. Because these things are important, you know, even like using oil, for example. Like I changed my black soap to someone called Dr. Shia, you know, so it's like a local, like London-based black-owned business that was selling their stuff on Amazon. And I had a bad experience with them. The first time I did order, it didn't even turn up. You know, when soap don't turn up, it's a problem, right? But they gave me a couple more back, and I said, cool, I'll keep buying from you as well. So it is important that we do these things. And then obviously it's Three of Pentacles. Start where you are. If you feel like you cannot improve your life, guys, you're not starting low enough. Because sometimes we try to aim for the moon first. It's like, maybe you just haven't been communicating with people that have been messaging you, and now you're saying you're lonely. Maybe you should look at your WhatsApp and your Telegram a little bit more. Something I was prolific for. I'm really saying things that I know I did. You know, it's how I sit there, oh, no one's chatting to me. I'm like, wait a sec, why have I got 54 messages on WhatsApp though? So maybe
that resonates with me highly.
so you know, it's important we take a lot of these lessons that we understand. Don't go to the extreme of either side. We're trying to give you that sense of like balance and responsibility, so that we go out and we take them actions to really allow ourselves to get what we want. Because wealth, love, happiness, joy, you do not work for these things. They are your birthright,
Amen.
you know. But if you are not acting in the way that you came to act, you're not able to receive your birthright.
Mm.
You know, if you were born a king, but then you sit down and do nothing, and then you run away from home, a bit like Simba. You know, he went from eating good meat to eating
You
bugs.
know? Kuna Matata and underneath rocks and stuff.
You know what I mean? Please no worries, but you need to worry sometime. You know, you need to look after your kingdom certain time. That's the responsibility that we have here as human beings. So, you know, I want to just to really just take that, you know, giving from the saucer again, you know, give from your saucer, you know, but make sure that you allow your cup to run over, because sometimes we don't even allow people to pour inside our cups, which is what I learned when I had my emotional moments. I wasn't allowing people to love me the way that I needed to be loved, because I would say, nah, it's cool.
Yeah, controlling everything.
Yeah, we don't need that help, you know. At these times, I'm dropping asleep, waking up in the morning, no energy because I'm trying to take everything on. So allow people to pour into your sources. It's okay if people are pouring into your cup, right? Because sometimes, you know, you're doing that thing. Remember back in the day, Caribbean people, you want to cool something down, so you pour the cup into two things, you know. That's the principle. That's the lesson. Sometimes if 5 people are pouring into one cup, but then they're taking from the saucer, I'm a firm believer that it multiplies. So when you find that group, you find that family, pour into what you can, you know, selflessly, just like, boom, here you go, take it. And then they pour back into your cup, and you pour into someone else's cup. And all of a sudden, you've got generational wealth, you know, because you're all pouring into each other's cup. And if no one's pouring into your cup, cut them. Without remorse. You know, that was coming to my head when he was doing this. I was like, yes, it is that time that we need to do what people have been saying women need to have been doing for years. Don't accept crap from no one, not from your work, not from your man, not from your partner, not from your job, not from the government. Don't accept the crap anymore. If they're not pouring into your cup, take an axe, spiritually, and, you know, swing away at that cord, and don't even remember the person afterwards. It don't matter how good the love was, you know, or anything else was that they were giving you. It don't matter how good the paycheck was. If it's taken away from you in ways that you cannot deal with, cut it. And make sure that you are able to live the best lives, because you are perfect, you know, and what is your birthright will come to you if you decide to cut what's taking that place. Because sometimes we're saying, oh yeah, I want this, but I'm holding someone in this place where the universe is saying, move it. You know, the car's trying to get in the driveway, and you've got some broke up car from 25 years ago sitting in the driveway. It's like, move the car. There's a Tesla waiting right there. It can't even park.
Bigger things for you. That's right.
So that is this Aries energy. You know, I'm taking it on. So yeah, I just want to thank everyone. If anyone has any questions or anything like that, you know, revaluing friendships last night, the cord cutting and revaluing friendships. Ooh.
Yes.
God,
see, Nadia, her brain is like this, you know. She just always remembers. Yes, Nad. Last night's reading was, listen, it was powerful stuff, you know. Powerful stuff. Yes, that resonates. Yes, Nads, 1000%.
So, yeah, I'm loving this. You know what, guys? So, remember, get this book, Psycho-Cybernetics. You know,
yes,
powerful book. I'm going to say I love you guys. You're perfect by design. If you have any questions, DM me. If anyone wants career readings or yearly readings, you know, we're doing it. Make sure that you sign up to Charlene's YouTube channel. She has great content on there, guys, you know, and we're going to put out the link for the full moon meditation soon as well, where we're going to be reviewing what we did on the new moon and then making sure that anything that's in our way, we're going to be cutting it, you know, with good old-fashioned warrior swords. We're going to be cutting it.
What?
Yes,
Jeez!
this time of
Bring out the
Aries.
chukuti them, yeah? Sword
What
play and all these things.
what is the YouTube channel name?
Empress Vibrance. Link in the bio, sweetheart.
Yes, follow Empress Vibrant. The link is in her bio as well. And yeah, I will send everybody a private message when I've done the email list as well, so you guys can jump on that. And because I write so much notes on these ones, I'm going to try to maybe even include all what was mentioned in tarot on the things
Woo!
each week, so that people get that.
Lovely.
So yes, guys, you are perfect
Yes.
by design, and we'll see you again next week.
Much love. Big up. Take care.